Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique together. We have differences, and that's a fact. But our differences should not divide us or cause us to hate one another or cause us to neglect the building of our communities, the transforming of our country. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique belong to all of us. We have a stake in this place we call home, and we must work diligently to make it better, to improve it for our children and children. And that is really our responsibility, to make it better for our children and children. And they will pick it up from there, and they will thank us. They will be proud of us that we laid a foundation for them. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to talk using social media and radio to connect. I want to encourage those who are viewing me on Facebook and YouTube, please share the live. Sharing is caring. In fact, when you share the live, we reach more people, and you also get regular notification. When you look at your Facebook page, for example, you would see me from live. It would just appear because you're accustomed to sharing the program. So I want to again say to you, share the program. And it's a good way for you to get notification. It's just like liking and loving the video, the live stream. You would get notification once I am on. So share the program so more people will get the opportunity to be a part of the audience. I want to say those on the opposition side, they are trying their best to see if they can undermine the inroads that we have made over the many years and months. I want to say also, they believe by concocting stories, by spreading falsehoods, they would get ahead. That is what they believe. And they would control the narrative. But they are failing miserably. It's just abysmal. It is that bad. Their attempts are not yielding any fruits, any returns, any dividend. And it's showing up every single day. You know what's amazing? They run out of things to discuss and to talk about and to attack. So as a result, they realize that your humble servant continues to reach great many people. And we are at least getting results, because I am a results-based oriented person. So yesterday, I posted on my Facebook page, a number of equipment for the purpose of landscaping and so on. And they don't know. Or even if they know, those on the opposition side, they decided to grab the thing up and go on Facebook and put up all kinds of falsehoods. And I laugh initially because they're hiding behind false pages. They're not like Kem Jones. You go on Facebook, you see Kem Jones. That's me. If I post anything, I accept full responsibility for it. They're not like me. They're hiding behind all kinds of false names because they know me. I am legally minded. I am not a legal luminary, but I have some knowledge about the law. So they know I would pursue them legally. They know I will sue them. They know that. They're not stupid. And they would post stuff. And hear this. The people on their page will not even share it because they're afraid. Because if they share it, I will turn around and sue them. So they are scared. Because, I would go on their pages and I would seek to find out, well, who's sharing? Because if I cannot get the culprit who actually publish, I am going after the persons who are sharing it on their page. And if you look carefully, you would realize that people are not sharing it. They're scared. Because if they do, then I will sue the people who share it once I can identify them and once I can locate them. To go after these cyber criminals, to go after these cyber bullies, to go after these people who, in the name of politics, seek to character assassinate, seek to spread falsehood to destroy the good name of others. They lack that capacity. So as a citizen, you are standing alone. In the bigger countries, a person posts that, they would know who posts it, when they post it, and where they post it. Easy like that. And they can complain to Facebook and shut that page down and have that person arrested or charged. But what we can do is to have hundreds of people complain, hundreds and hundreds of people complain about these pages. And then Facebook will take a second look at it and look at what they're posting. And then you produce evidence to substantiate your claims. So I am saying I'm different. I am not running for any constituency. In other words, if any one of those opposition idiots decide to take me on, I can actually deal with them in a way that the MPs can't. I'm different. Because for me, I fight fire with fire. And I am willing to go down in the mud with those pigs and hook their nose and get them under control. I'm different. But I'm saying all of this to say, they don't even know. And that is the kind of people who represent the opposition in this country. You look at the people who are on the opposition side, even speaking on talk show programs. You just check them out. You have one who used to be a police. The guy thief and do all kinds of wrong things and was dismissed from the police force. Dismissed from the police force in disgrace. You have another one who admitted to wrongdoing in cell phone gate. Taxpayers thousands of dollars of taxpayers' money. You just go down the line and check them out. Check the characters that are speaking for the opposition forces in this country. Check them out. There is one up north who attempted to rob a whole gas station, right, in the 70s, 80s. You just check them out. You have another one who is accused of all kinds of wrongdoing when he was in the police force, right? All kinds of wrongdoing. So I am saying, check the characters who are out there speaking for the opposition forces in this country. So they want to taint other people's character. So I was forced to post on my Facebook page now the evidence, right? The evidence to prove that the equipment that I put on my Facebook page is equipment that I paid for, is stuff that I paid for. So I was forced to do so, but which is rather sad because it should not come to this. But that is how they function over the many years. They put stuff out there, they know it's not true. And mind you, the people who view their stuff will not share it because they're scared that if they share it, then they would face legal action. They're scared to do so. That is the sad part. So I had to post this to prove to the people online, and that's how I do it, because I have the facts that I paid 13,000 plus for this equipment. I paid that in full from Europa, right? Europa Hardware. I had to put the thing up to prove it to these people. But why should I have to do that? I shouldn't have to do these things. No, I should be able to find these people and sue them. That is what I should be able to do. But they're outside. There is one whose address is in Canada. There's another one addresses, and they are really advocates or surrogates of the opposition forces, and only scandal, only false information they publish about people. But I am on their case. Don't fool yourself. I am on their case. Because if they believe that they can post stuff, all these false stuff, and get away with it, they lie. They lie. You hear me? Because I'm different. I am different. Because I will pursue them. Because they will, as one did, make the mistake and post something that would lead people onto them. So I am different, right? I am saying, who is this guy here? Let me just block this guy here. All right, so block this one here. All right, good, bye. So block this one, right? So I am saying, well, once you come onto my page, I just block you easy, all right? When I see you, I say, hey, how you doing? I am simply saying at the end of the day, these folks, they are not about facts. The people who are actually speaking for the opposition forces in the country, they are all about just spreading false information. That's what they do. Misinformation, falsehood. That's all they do. They don't have the depth. Some of them, they don't have the knowledge. They cannot even advocate. They cannot even speak properly. They cannot communicate effectively. That is why their programs are not gaining numbers. So you would see on YouTube, for example, 900 people viewing them. But that's all they have. 900 people viewing them. But at the end of the YouTube video, 2,000 people viewed them. Or 3,000 people viewed them after days of that video being up. And on the other hand, I would do a program. And when I do the program, a couple hours after, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 people viewed the program. 10,000, 11,000 people viewed the program on Facebook. And YouTube, 2,000 something or whatever, 3,000 something. So I am way ahead of them in terms of numbers. And people view my program for a very lengthy period of time, which is different from them. So they're not gaining any grounds. They're not adding any new people to their bandwagon. Because when they post stuff like that and you then put the facts out, they look bad. They look extremely bad. Because I am putting the facts out to say to people, look, I paid for this. And you know what's amazing? I actually assisted some young men. That is why I had to actually pay for these equipment and the materials that you saw there. I actually paid for that with my cash, paid for it to help them so that they can actually get employment. Right? But they decided after a period of time, things are a bit slow, so they're moving into something different. And so they were able to get some other things, and as a result, just having that there doesn't make sense. So we decided, well, look, we're going to just go ahead and sell it to just get back at least some of the money. But I am helping people so that they can get employment. But they are not doing anything. They're not helping people. All they do is to just run down, spread falsehood, go online and do all kind of stupidness. That's all what they do. And it's the opposition forces. If you go on their pages, they have all kind of nasty things to say about Andy Williams, or all kind of nasty things to say about Tevin Andrews, or all kind of nasty things to say about Ron Redhead, all kind of nasty things to say about our beloved Prime Minister and so on. That is what they do. And it's all false. But they actually represent the opposition forces in the country. They're on a side. That is what is scary, The people who are actually out there representing the opposition forces in the country. You just check them out. The things they post, only false things. They don't have any evidence of, but they scandalize people. They seek to damage people's character and so on. I mean, look, I have been through a lot of attacks over my 10 years plus in this business, and none of them ever move me or shake me. None. Not one. And I have ride over them and became even stronger in the talk show world and the podcasting world. More people are viewing me. More people are following me. More people listen to me on radio and so on and so forth. Because I always remain truthful to the Grenadian people and my listenership. And that's the difference with these characters. It is just what it is. But I'm saying we need to understand what is at stake. And what you're seeing here is just a taste of what's to come closer to the election, But we have to discredit them even up front. Now, show the people that they're scandalous. Show the people that they're not about facts. They're not about evidence. They're all about scandal, because even those who view them and who are not aligned to NDC or aligned to government, they may have some dislikes and so on for government. When they see the facts, when they see the evidence, what they do, I can tell you what they would do. They would then think twice when it comes to them. I tell you this, that's social media. It's about information dissemination. The minute time you post something that's false, people will take a second look at you. When it comes to information dissemination, and they will teach you that in mass communication. When you disseminate information, you must double check it, triple check it if you have to. Because when you publish it, it must be factual. And the minute time you start posting things that are not factual, then people lose credibility in you because you're disseminating information. So it's so important, very important, that we come out and put the facts out there and show people that they are false. So I post on my Facebook page showing people the evidence. This is the facts. That is what I do. That is how I function. So people then would get to know and say, but wait, let me take a second look at those people who are advocating for the opposition forces in the country. That is what normally happens. People take a second look. They would go and they say, but wait, but these people are out there advocating for the opposition forces and they are spreading all this false information about people. No, that can't be right. And then people start to tune out from them and they don't understand that. But once you maintain, facts and being honest and being sincere, and that is why everything that I touch is successful, because I've always been honest and sincere to my listenership and my viewership. I've always been very honest and sincere with my people. I've been out here 10 years plus doing this, but everything I touch has been very, very successful. And they can't stop it. They can't. Because once you're honest and sincere with your audience and your people, look, Hurricane Beryl passed. I ask the viewers and the listeners for $40,000 to get equipment for Vibes FM. That's the FM station that we broadcast on. Because I am in my home studio, but my programs are going on Vibes FM on the radio itself. So you can hear me in your vehicle, you can hear me on your radio in your house, that kind of thing in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And within no time, in a matter of days, we were able to raise the 40,000 EC that I asked for within a short space of time. Because why? The listeners and viewers of this program, they trust me and they believe in me and they know that I've always been honest with them. Let the others on the opposition side do it. You're on the opposition side. You have so many other programs. I'm asking you, do it. Do what I am doing. Have an event or ask people to donate and give to a cause. They can't, because the people know when we get the equipment, they know that I will tell them. In fact, the equipment's supposed to be here this week. This week, the equipment's supposed to be here. So by next week, we should be able to start setting up the equipment in Grandetang and in Carriacou. That's the difference. Credibility, honesty, being real with your listeners and your viewers. So I am so happy that I am able to put the facts out there and debunk all the falsehoods from the opposition forces. They're the ones doing it. And you know what I'm proud of is the fact that I purchased the equipment from Europa for the purpose of landscaping and so on for some young men who are part of Youth for Change. And I did so that they can get some form of employment. All right? And I'm happy about that. They decided, to move into some other directions because they got better opportunities, which is great. I love that. I love that. So what I decided to do is to just sell the equipment off. And so many people reached out to me to buy it already. You understand? So many people. But I have to, put the evidence out there because, those on the opposition side, they're all about lies. They're all about misinformation. And they're not only doing that to me. I have a platform that I could, rebut. I have a platform that I could come and put the facts out there and let people know and educate people on this. But there are other people that they're doing this thing too. Some of those politicians, ministers of government and so on, they're doing it too. All right. So I am saying I'm happy that I'm able to put the facts on the table to say to people that I've spent over $13,000 for those equipment to help those young men. I mean, they were a part of Youth for Change, and I really wanted to see them do something, right? To be employed and so on. At the time, things were a bit slow, but now they got some opportunity, and I'm really happy for them. So we have, it's like a trimmer. I think it's called a pole something that you can stand on the ground on, right? It's on my Facebook page. A weed eater, a wheelbarrow, uh, uh, a lawnmower, and those other things, right? So uh, that's what we have. A number of people reached out, so it will go. It will go. I decided, well, it has to go kind of all together. So a number of people say, well, look, I want the weed eater alone, or I want the pole turner, whatever they call it, alone. That's a trimmer, or the wheelbarrow alone, or that kind of thing. But I decided, no, I'm not doing it, right? I'm not doing that. I am more about a kind of package, all right? I prefer that. But I'm saying I'm happy I'm able to put the facts out there. And mind you, none of them would share it. They would not share the falsehood that they put on the page. People, their friends would not share it because they know I am monitoring their pages. And the minute time I realize somebody share it, I would pursue them legally as long as I know that person. And I could trace that person back. I can sue them. I can sue that person. All right? So I'm monitoring. They're not going to share. They might pull it down. But the minute time they realize that I'm on their case, they know that they would receive a lawsuit from me because I don't back down. They know how I operate. They know how I operate. But folks, let's get back to message. What I thought at the beginning of the program, I would put the facts out there and dispel all this nonsense because there are reasonable thinking people who would go and look at that and then they would send it to me. Because the reason why I normally get to know about these things, I don't really follow these folks, is because other people would send it to me. All right? They would send those stuff to me and then I would get to realize what's going down. All right? Nice. So our government continues to perform well. Our government continues to deliver on many fronts. On many fronts. In fact, I was speaking to a good friend and he said to me, but how the opposition forces are not talking about all the things that the government has in store for the people who have been affected by Hurricane Beryl. How they're not talking about the incentive package or incentive, the post-Hurricane Beryl incentive packages that are out there for our people. How they're not talking about that. But I said to the individual, don't expect them to talk about that. The government, in a quest to support the people who are affected, put out on their Facebook page and other pages and websites what is in store and what people can access. All right? So it is simple. Let me just, maybe I can just save it and put it up, right? G1. Maybe I can put it up on the page. That might be easy and I can just read it out. Let me see if that is G2. Yeah, maybe that might be easier for you so you can actually get, and I'll read it out after. All right, G3. Because there are some good stuff in store for the people who are affected by Hurricane Beryl. All right, some good stuff. So let me just put that up here because it's important to make our people see that the government is serious about them and serious about the well-being of their families and friends. The government is not only talking, government is serious about that. All right, so the first one, let me just put that up. Right. So support for reconstruction of physical infrastructure. I mean, the opposition will not talk about that. With all their podcasts and programs, they will just condemn and criticize. Building materials, local purchases. 100% VAT waiver applies to all building materials for reconstruction of homes and businesses directly affected by Hurricane Beryl. So if your home or your business was directly affected by Hurricane Beryl, when you're purchasing materials to renovate, to build, your materials will not attract VAT. It will not attract VAT. So that's one. Imports, 100% waiver on common external tariff, VAT, and custom service charge applies to all building materials for reconstruction of homes and businesses directly affected by Hurricane Beryl and not for resale. So once you are, pursuing or getting your materials in, your importing materials to build your home, to do certain things, it will not attract any of the taxes. Building materials include cement, lumber, steel, windows, doors, galvanized sheets, etc. You know what is building materials? All right? So that's first. Household furnitures, right? Sorry. Household furnishings, because it's furniture. Furniture is singular and plural. All right? So that's something that you need to know. Household furnishings, appliances, and equipment. And equipment is also singular and plural. All right? So it's not equipments, equipment. Furniture, not furnitures. Local purchases. 100% VAT waiver applies to household furnishings, large appliances, air conditioners, and generators, limited to one of each appliance per household. Inputs, 100% waiver on CET, VAT, environmental levy, and custom service charge applies to household furnishings, large appliances, air conditioners, and generators for personal use, limited to one of each appliance per household. Household furnishings include fixtures, fittings, countertops, cabinets, furniture, etc. Large household appliances include refrigerator, freezer, stove, washer, television, etc. All right. 3, support for business reactivation, commercial machinery and equipment. Imports, 100% waiver on CET, VAT, CSC, excise tax, and EVL, as the environmental levy, applies to machinery and equipment imported to replace those damaged by Hurricane Beryl. Local purchases. VAT will be waived on all locally purchased machinery and equipment. All right? And that's besides what they already put out. Because remember, they announced a number of things. $25 million at GDB. I think I have it here, Let me seek to get it. They announced $100 million at GDB. Loans and grants. So PAT loan, PAT grants. Support for farmers, they announced that. Let me get that here. Because it's important, all right? It's important that you get the information right. So GDB, let me play that.
Businesses affected by Hurricane Beryl will have access to a financial opportunity as government rolls out a $25 million business reactivation fund. The facility, administered through the Grenada Development Bank, GDB, is designed to support the recovery efforts of businesses in the form of concessional loans and grants. Finance Minister Honorable Dennis Cornwall told members of the media on Wednesday about the facility.
Our government will transfer each $25 million to the Grenada Development Bank to establish a business reactivation fund for businesses affected by Hurricane Beryl. These funds will be disbursed as part loan, part grant. The interest rate will be highly concessional. Financing provided will support construction, the purchase of capital goods, and working capital needs.
The Grenada Development Bank will provide more information on this initiative.
All right. Slip me right. Good. So, part loan, part grant, $25 million. Once you're affected by Hurricane Beryl, you can access that as a business. And then also the farmers, they too are getting assistance.
They announced a post-Hurricane Beryl relief income support to farmers and fishers throughout Grenada, amounting to $11.6 million. Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, Honorable Lennox Andrews, outlined the plan during a media briefing with Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell and Minister for Finance Dennis Cornwall. The initiative, which will be spearheaded by his ministry, will provide essential income support and, to a large extent, resources to farmers and fisherfolk affected by the hurricane. It follows a damage assessment undertaken by the ministry, which revealed that over 85% of Grenada's agriculture, especially in the parishes of St. Mark, St. Patrick and St. Andrew, was severely affected.
Registered farmers with less than 5 acres of land will receive a one-off payment of $4,500. Registered farmers with more than 5 acres of land will receive a one-off payment of $9,000. All other farmers who are not registered but have been assessed to have been damaged are eligible to receive the same amount in accordance with the size of their plots. So we have budgeted a total of $6 million in that regard, and we are targeting a total of 960 farmers. We also have the managers or the nursery plants owners. We have counted 30 of them, and they are going to receive a one-off payment of $4,500. So in total, we have a budget of $135,000 for these managers of plant nursery. So in total, the overall allocation for the cash crop farmers and the nursery plant managers is $6.1 million.
Fisherfolk and livestock farmers will receive material support amounting to $5.5 million.
Livestock farmers, those who are involved in pigs, rabbits, poultry, and of course the small ruminants, the sheep and goat producers, will be assisted with supplies such as fencing materials and repairs to pens. The apiculture producers, the bee producers, will be assisted with supplies such as boxes, extractors, suits, frames, wax sheets, and there has been a request for quality bees as well, which we are considering. I wish to add that some of these supplies we have already received from the Chinese corporation, which we're going to distribute. But we will also ask our local suppliers to either import these items or have them, in some cases, as in the case of the boxes, have them produced locally. For the fisher folks, the assistance will take the form of repairing your boats and your engines, and if necessary, purchasing new engines.
CMOS farmers will receive supplies such as rope, floats, and drying houses. To ensure efficient processing of payouts, the ministry is requesting banking details, NIS information, and a farmer's ID to facilitate a smooth and seamless procedure. Minister Andrews also provided updates on the supply component of the relief measures.
For the fisher folks, if it's the case of an engine to be replaced, based of course on the assessment, you will be provided with a voucher to collect the engine from a local supplier. The ministry will pay the local supplier directly. Where repairs are to be done to the boat or to the engine, the ministry will enter into a contract with local companies or individuals to have your engine or your boat repaired, and we will pay them directly. For the CMOS producers, we also going to give you a voucher so you can collect your supplies from our local businesses. For the livestock, again, all the livestock producers, you will be given a voucher, or you can go to a local firm to collect the items that will be stated on the voucher. Again, the ministry will pay the local firm directly, and if there is need for any labor costs, the ministry will also cover the labor costs.
Right, so a lot is in store for the farmers, the business people, householders, people who are affected, the fishers who are affected by Hurricane Beryl. But on the opposition side, they will not tell you that. They will not educate you on that. In fact, they would not even speak about that on their program to help their viewers and their supporters who were affected by Hurricane Beryl. Because it is sensible to educate the people who listen to you, the people who follow your programs, though they are supporters of your party and they're on the opposition side. It makes a lot of sense to talk about these things so that they can take advantage of it too. Because if they were affected by Hurricane Beryl, then they qualify for those things. But they are not going to talk about it because they believe if they speak about those things that the government is going to help the farmers, the fishers, the business owners, house owners, and the people generally who are affected by Hurricane Beryl, then they believe that the government will look good. They believe that it would benefit the NDC and it would benefit. That is how nonsensical these people are. That is how they think. That is how they are programmed. Because it makes good sense to let the people know what the government has in store. Right? We know about the free barrels program. We know about the fertilizer that was distributed to the farmers and so on. We know about the feed that was distributed to the people in doing poultry farm and other things like that. We know about those support given to them. Drums, barrels, just name it. All right? So on the opposition side, all they do is to condemn and criticize and talk bad about government with the hope that they're going to get somewhere, with the hope that they're going to achieve something. That's all they do. Condemn, criticize, condemn, negative, 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 negative. And at the end of the day, they're not helping their people. Because here you have a government who is rolling out stuff to help the people who are directly affected by Hurricane Beryl. In Carriacou, in Petit Martinique, in St. Patrick, in St. Mark, in Grenada, generally. Farmers, fishers, business owners, house owners, the people who lost their roofs or their house completely, their incentives. Of course, the government going to bill for those who can't bill back, right? The government going to bill and bill back better than before for them. Of course, the government going to do these things. But we are about to enter the peak of the hurricane season. The peak of the hurricane season. Think about it. So the government is smart enough not to go and do anything temporary all around the place. And that's a smart move. All right? And all the talk about the people in Carriacou, they're on the streets, so they suffering at this. That's a talk. They might be somewhat uncomfortable because they may not be in their own home, right? They might be somewhat uncomfortable because they have tarpaulin over their heads. But after Hurricane Ivan, we experienced the same thing. We had tarpaulins over our heads for weeks and months. Yes, And then the rebuilding started. So there is a need for wisdom to prevail, but the opposition, all they do is to create anarchy, chaos, and confusion in the society. And they believe that they're getting somewhere. The people in the middle, you see, you have to understand the political dynamics. Huh? You have NNP and you have NDC. You have NNP base of about 25,000. You have NDC base about 25,000. If the NDC people decide to come out and vote, you will get a solid 25,000 too. Both parties, and don't make them fool you about the NNP have a stronger base and joke. Most NDC people don't talk. Most of the NDC people, if they vex, they stay home and that kind of thing. We know that. So many elections gone, a lot of them stayed home and they didn't vote. That's why you always have a large amount of people not voting. But the last election, they saw the NDC people come out in numbers. So the base of both parties is about equal, right? But the people in the middle, they would always make the difference. The people in the middle. And the NNP is not attracting the people in the middle. The NNP cannot even hold a convention. They cannot even organize their general council. They're fighting for leadership in the NNP. They have real issues over there. While you have the NDC, a stable organization, a stable party with a united team, with one leader whose favorability rating is in the 90s and in the 80s and 90s, whose likability is in the rating is in the 90s and in the right at the top. So it's different, totally different, right? And then the people in the middle, they are pleased to see how the government is managing the economy, how they are doing things, how they are conducting their day-to-day business. They're happy. The people in the middle, you go and interact with them. People who never participated in elections. And then you have the folks in the diaspora who are fired up and excited and ready to fight for democracy. Because when we fight, we win, according to Kamala Harris. They're ready. They're excited. They want good for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and they see this government as a government doing good for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. That is why they are registering in record numbers so that they can vote and support this agenda, the transformation agenda. So the political dynamics, if you're not politically savvy enough, you wouldn't know. I mean, the NNP, they're going to be talking and talking, but in reality, it just doesn't favor them. And that's the facts. The facts are here. The base of both parties, and that is why I continue to advocate for the base of the NDC, so that they would give the support necessary to our NDC supporters and help our NDC supporters so that they will be happy throughout. That is why I advocate for them every time. Give them the work, give them the opportunity. Because once they're excited and happy and okay, they're going to come out in record numbers and vote for the NDC. The people in the middle, they're already on the side of the NDC. Unless the NDC does something that is to cause the people in the middle to be angry. But when they started paying the pension, the gratuity, and the bi-monthly salary, and all the different things, and we can go on and on. The 13% increase in salaries, and we could go on and on. The CES program, all the different programs, the creative sector getting that kind of assistance, and we could go on and on, man. All right? The middle, the people in the middle, they're happy. You're not hearing anything about corruption in government, any scandal, any, like during the NNP, every Monday morning, you hear about some fraudster, some con man coming and con the NNP administration and so on. So the people in the middle, they're excited about the government. And then we have the people in the diaspora. There was once when the diaspora was controlled by the NNP, Yes, there was that time when the NNP used to just run out in the diaspora and come back in and go and collect what they have to collect and do this and do that and come back in. And plane loads of people coming down from the diaspora to vote during the election. You remember that? Yes. But they have lost the diaspora because the diaspora people now get to understand with my programming and the programs that I do, I educate them and empower them over the many years. So they've seen through the NNP administration and they were able to say, nah, they ain't goodbye. I'm telling you. And that's the difference. And you have thousands of people in the diaspora. They're scared. The NNP scared. They're really scared. But we are able to put the case on the table that this government is all about the people. This government is about the development of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And those in government care. They care about you, the people, home and abroad. So we have to continue to remain focused. And don't be, don't worry about the NNP. I follow all the programs. You hear me? I follow all the programs. If you look on YouTube, you look on Facebook, you look wherever you look, I follow these programs, right? And all you need to do is to look at the numbers. You don't need to be a genius. Just look at the numbers. Sheldon Scott is on NNP program. That's NNP main flagship program. Sheldon Scott. But look at his numbers. The guy is only speaking to 3,100 people, 4,000 people, 4,800 people, 4,005. That's what he speaks to on a nightly basis. He spent 2 hours speaking to that amount of people. And when you go on Facebook, that's YouTuber. When you go on Facebook, 2,000 something people, 3,000, a little bit of people, few people. Few people. And the radio station that they're on is even worse. They don't reach many people, right? The Real FM, they don't have that kind of reach. So all you need to do is to check the numbers. No matter what they do, they're not able to reach the kind of audience that they want to reach. They're not successful, all right? When you look at our program and our page, all you need to do is just look at our page, right? Grenada Transformation Agenda. That's all you need to do. When you look there, you see the numbers on Facebook. Because I focus more on Facebook because I believe we have more people in Grenada using Facebook than YouTube. All right? Just look at the page. That's all you need to do. You don't need to be a genius. Just go and you look at the videos and you would see. Just look and you would see. You'd see what I'm talking about. Right? 8,200, 10,200, 13,300, 14,600, 15,100, 10,300, 18,700, 10,200. That's what you're seeing. That's the numbers that we have. Right? And that's just on Facebook. When you add the YouTube 3,000, 3,000, 2,000 something, 3,000 something, you understand the point. And that's just online. That's just online, people. That's it's amazing, right? But I'm saying I will be in New York. I will be in New York soon. And we have 2 events in New York that I want you to attend. All right? I want the people to attend those 2 events in New York. It's on my Facebook page. All right? It's on my Facebook page. But let me see if I can get 1 or 2 of them, right? So I want you to attend this event, and the name says it all. The Dynamic Hour Charity Party. The Dynamic Hour Charity Party. Music by DJ Screw, good partner. 297 East 91st Street between Claxon and Lenox Road. And for tickets, you can call me. And there are some other names there. You can call Julie, you could call Glenroy, you could call Norma, you could call Stephen. There's some names there and numbers. Tickets, $40. $40 for the tickets, and drinks and food on sale. All right? And it starts 6 p.m. until, that's Saturday, the 31st of August. Saturday, the 31st of August. So I look forward to you. Just holler at me because I will be in New York. I will be in New York soon. So for tickets, you can holler at me or anyone else on that flyer. I look forward to having you. And just the name, you know what's going down, just the name, the Dynamic Hour Charity Party. All right? So I look forward to seeing you there. And then Frances Purcell, she sent me something here to advertise her, and that's September the 1st. They're having an event on September the 1st. That's at the Nazareth High School, East 58th Street, between Clarendon Road and Avenue D. Dance the night away. And that too is $40. They have a raffle. They raffling a Nissan car, 2,000 US. I think second prize and third prize, 1,000 US. Grenada celebrates 50 years, right? Music by top DJs Jude and Magician. And you can call the numbers there is on my Facebook page, all right? That's Sunday, September 1st, starting from 8 p.m. until, that's a Labor Day weekend, all right? The Grenada Independence Anniversary Committee of New York. So please go there and support them too. All right. So Saturday, we have that party, the Dynamic Hour charity party. All right. So that's Saturday, and then Sunday we're going to that event at the Nazareth High School. So I will attend both events, but just saying that the first event that I mentioned is one that's dear to me, organized by, I just love the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They're just some nice people. If you look at the names of the people who are there, Petit Martinique, Carriacou, very nice. All right, so I want to encourage you, you can haul at me and you can get the tickets. Once I get to New York, it's easy, and the others you can, because I will be in New York very soon. In fact, once I get to New York, you will know. All right, nice. So very important indeed. So I want you to support the two events. At least these are the two events I know of so far. So support these two events. Good. I want to wish you all the best. I will be back with you tonight again. We'll be back with you tonight, starting from 8 in the PM as we continue the mission. Okay, so continue to share the program. Sharing is caring. It's important that you share the program. We had 600 and something people live at once. That's a morning program, huh? So on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm saying to you, if you can share, just take the time now and click share on that live stream, share it on your page, and you would see the amount of people who would get the chance to view and listen to the program and follow the program. All right?